Morning guys, it's valuation day today. I'm so nervous, I'm so excited. Today's the day where the bank my broker has asked the bank to revalue the investment apartment. The bank then organises a professional valuer to go out and assess what they think the building or the unit is worth. And then they will come back to us with a magic number, and so from that we will know, has this been profitable or not. I've had a lot of self-doubt sort of creep in where I'm thinking to myself, what if I've overcapitalized? What if we don't even get our money back out? What if we can't do this next project because there's just not the equity there to pull back out? So I'm nervous, I'm doubtful. Anything above 260, 265 makes this profitable for us. Yes, I am still in bed. I'm going to bring you guys along today. Wish me luck. By the time you see this, it's already happened, but wish me luck in the video. Like and subscribe, that's always super supportive, and if this YouTube thing starts to take off and I get enough subscribers and you guys like the content, I'll keep doing this for you, making these longer videos, showing you all the behind the scenes stuff in all of its glory. So fingers crossed. Big day today. I better go and get dressed and put my big girl undies on. So I've just dropped the keys off at Harcourt's in the city. Tyler's coming this afternoon to show it for the first time. Right before she shows it, she's getting professional photos done. So I've already taken some photos on my good camera, but I'm not a photographer and I don't have those great big wide angled lenses. You know, the ones where they make things look way bigger than they actually are. So that's happening this afternoon at like 4:30, and then at 5 o'clock Tyler is showing a few people through. There's just a couple of people that have booked, but given that we only listed it yesterday, that's pretty promising. We've listed it for $420 a week. You just don't know. It could get snapped up straight away. There could be multiple people that want it and I have a choice of tenant, or it sits there for a few weeks and we have to say, hey, that's probably too high of an asking price, let's drop the rent down. With the valuer coming shortly, I was sat there in bed this morning writing through my figures, starting to feel full of doubt, and you know, we always have a fallback position. Worst case scenario, we're left with a really nice rental, everything's been done, and you know, hopefully that attracts good tenants and we're not going to have a whole lot of maintenance because everything's brand new. And worst case scenario is that we've lost money, or we've short-term put more money into the project than we can get back out. But at least I've been consoling myself with the thought that I've learnt stuff. You know, I've got so much more confidence now going into the next project. I own a bunch of tools. I've got all of you guys, which I never thought at the start of this that I was going to become a daily TikToker and I was going to have tens of thousands of people following along, and you know, that core group of diehard supporters. So that's been awesome. But if I think more optimistically, if we got a really good valuation today, that would mean that we would be able to go back to CBA, ask for an increase on the loan based on an increase in the property value, and then take that money and chuck it into the next project. We do have the money personally to chuck it into the next project if this doesn't go well today, which is not what I want to do, but yeah, that would be the ideal. And realistically, we might just end up sitting somewhere in the middle where we can get out some money and we have to use some of our own, it's all our money, but our own funds for the next one. So yeah, I'm probably talking really fast. I'm a bit hyped up. I've just been madly vacuuming, washing windows to try and get this place nice for the valuer. I don't know whether they care about that or not, but hopefully it makes a difference. Once I finish up filming this, I've started emptying cupboards, as you can probably see there. I don't know if this audio is really echoey, so sorry if it is. I turned the LED lights off for you guys this time. Maybe some of you guys are video pros and you can give me some tips. I'm recording this on my GoPro. which is what I'm doing for my YouTube footage. Hint, hint, Tom, my birthday's next month. A new camera would be really nice. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna ask the valuer if I can record him, ask him some questions. He might not be comfortable with that. That's totally fine. But either way, I'll check in with you again afterwards, and you'll probably know pretty quickly from my face if it went well or not. So yeah, come on guys, let's go. Okay, so the value has just been, I have to race off now to go and get the kids. I've just emptied everything out of here. There was a lot more stuff in here than I realised. I don't actually get the report back from the valuer until Monday. It gets sent to the bank and my broker, not to me. I thought I was going to know the figure right now, but I don't. So it's going to be an anxious wait this weekend. He was a really nice guy. He explained to me all the things he looked for in terms of how he determined the valuation. He was super thorough as well. I saw him pacing out the car bay downstairs, taking a ton of photos. We were talking about the development that's going on down the road and how that would positively or negatively impact the purchase price or the valuation here. So yeah, it's a nervous wait now. I've got to go. Stay tuned for the next bit. My broker just texted me. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. He said to give him a call and we can work through the next steps. Yeah, I'll check back in a minute. Hi, happy Monday. Can you hear me? Oh, oh wow, only an extra 3 on the desktop. Not. Yeah, that's true. Okay, max 90. Oh, just hung up on him. Fuck. I just didn't like what you were saying, so I hung up on you. Sorry. So how much LMI? So hey?
Left over.
Yeah, and I'm gonna need like 20k more on top of that. So
yeah.
I just have to figure out how to afford it, really. Okay, so I'm a very visual learner, so I've got my trusty whiteboard here and I'll take you through every little detail, every expense, how it adds up, and then what that means for the outcome of this project, and then secondary to that, what this means for moving forward into the next project in terms of can we get money out of this apartment to use for the deposit and the renovation on the next one. And then if you guys want, you can let me know in the comments and I can make a future video on this property, how it will actually cash flow. So will the rent cover the expenses? If so, by how much? Will there be profit? What kind of assumptions am I going to use for maintenance, property management costs, all that sort of stuff? But today we're just focusing really on equity. So has this been a profitable project? And how much, if any, money can I pull back out? I'll see if I can move the camera forward and you can see how ugly my handwriting is. Okay guys, so hopefully you can see that and it's not too small. So the purchase price, as you would know from watching all of my TikTok videos, was $235,000. What I want to look at here is what is the entire money spent, and that comes not just from the renovation, which is easy to focus on, but it comes from a number of other things as well. And I think people are sometimes guilty of not including these other costs when they are a big part of it and have to be taken into consideration. Okay, so starting off with the deposit and LMI, we put a 10% deposit down and then we had about $3,000 of LMI. I've rounded some of these figures up or down just to make it a bit more simple and straightforward. So in terms of the deposit and LMI, that was $26,500. The renovation cost, as you guys know, I haven't gone down to the dollar and cent on this one. At the end of the project, we had some returns, like $500 of flooring that we had back. We also had a few trips to Bunnings where we spent on various cards because we didn't have the right card on us. So at some point I might go back and actually look into all of that. But what I'm putting for the renovation cost is $25,000. Then the next one is stamp duty and settlement costs, and these are the sneaky ones that a lot of people don't really like to think about. For this property, that was $8,500 and 3 months worth of loan repayments, so that came in at $2,700 approximately. So what we now need to do is essentially take that money and add it up. We get $62,700. That is the actual cash money out of my back pocket that we have put into this project to purchase it, to renovate it, and to hold it in the meantime. Now, I'm sure this is the moment we've all been waiting for in this whole video, is the after renovation value. I can now tell you $275,000 renovated. Am I happy with that? Yes, I am. Was I hoping to get a little bit more? Yes, of course. Has this meant that it's been a profitable project? Yes. Has it been very profitable? No. Okay guys, so it actually probably makes more sense if I jump down here first to the value added on top of the expenses. It's not much. It's very little actually for months of hard work. If we take the new value and minus the total expenses and the current loan amount, which I haven't included here, but I'll just give you the end figure, it's a whopping $1,500. So nothing crazy by any stretch. Yeah. Then let's look at what is 90% of this new value. For $7,500. Our current loan is about $210,000, so I'm going to minus $210,000 from that, which means that the equity that's available for the next project is $37,500 if we refinance back up to 90%. Okay, so I'm not sure where I left you guys off. I just had to get up to the kids. It's pretty impossible to do anything with them around, but it is nap time and I think everyone's resettled now. So back to it. Ultimately, this project has taught me so much. I have gone from having no confidence, barely having used a power tool outside of a standard drill, through to doing all the demolition myself, learning how to put flooring down, painting, installing cabinetry in the kitchen, all that sort of stuff. So I need to remind myself that that was always the point of this, was that I wanted something outside of being a stay-at-home mum. I wanted to learn a new skill set, and as long as it hasn't cost us, I shouldn't be too upset. Just because it hasn't been as profitable as I wanted it to be doesn't mean that it's actually been a bad thing. And so now we've got just under $40,000 of equity that we can pull back out. We were always going to have to put money in the first place to acquire an investment. So, 60 in, 40 out isn't that bad to be leaving that sort of $20,000 within the property. And I know I am rounding up and down here, but I'm just trying to keep it a little bit simple. So what we have now is we have an apartment which hopefully will attract really good tenants with a high rental return. We're going to get a depreciation schedule done. We can claim that in our tax returns each year. And hopefully as well, it's going to be cash flow positive, and that will be another video for another day. As always, guys, if you haven't already subscribed, it would be super supportive to my channel if you could. If you want to leave a like or a comment, that would be awesome as well. I love showing you this behind the scenes stuff. Some people say don't talk about the money. Some people say, keep it to yourself. That's when all the haters are going to come out. But I think it's really cool that I can share this with you guys. and hopefully it's an inspiration for some of you about whether or not something like this would be affordable to you, or if it's not at the moment, how much money you would need to start a project like this. Giving you an understanding as well of some of those little hidden costs, because even when I was doing the mental math, as you saw earlier in the video, where I said if it comes in at 260 or 265 it would be profitable, I had completely forgotten to account for things like stamp duty and settlement costs. So you can't leave those things out. They are important, but yeah, there you have it.